Welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the legends, lore, and crazy stories that always seem to take place in Florida. Hello, episode 139.
Wow.
139. This is a big one.
This is a
This
big
is
one.
a big one because right before episode 140, Josh promised that he would do something special.
Right.
You'll find out. I'll find out.
Said he would shave his chest hair for the first time in a year.
Yes, I will. Happily.
Make a pillow out of it.
Oh,
he said.
well, I don't know about
Oh.
that. Make another patch of chest hair for lower,
Oh, I see.
if you know what I mean.
No, he did say that he promised us he would do 3 full cartwheels on Instagram Live. Do you remember when you said that?
Oh, that's easy.
Well, yeah, I didn't say it was hard.
Right.
I'm saying that you promised before
Not all
episode
at-
140.
I mean, once.
We're
though.
here to
It's not
demonstrate
like-
your skills. Okay?
Right, all at once.
Not
It's not
challenge.
like
I'm boosting you up right now.
I hyper rotate so well that I could probably like fall off the end of the earth.
You think so?
Wow. Hyper rotate.
That's what they call it in the biz of cartwheels and back handsprings.
Oh, okay.
Not too long ago, we had a video on Instagram of you doing like these somersaults.
Yeah, I threw out my my whole pelvis. It flew away. Actually, I've spun so fast.
I have seen, I saw a TikTok yesterday where a guy was like learning to do a backflip.
Okay.
And so his wife was like teaching him, but he
On a mattress.
recorded on a
Yeah,
mattress
yeah.
and doing all the different attempts.
Mm-hmm.
And like you steadily see him get better until he does it. And I'm like, I wonder if I could do that.
It must be nice to be rich.
I feel like to be rich to do a backflip.
To have that amount of time to just record yourself doing a
Okay.
backflip.
If you're recording
The
yourself,
amount of time you have and send us documentary clips all the time. Come on.
y'all don't watch them.
That's
speaking
true.
of rich, Josh is the only one here wearing a collared shirt.
That has nothing to do with anything. Collars are free.
Corporate America.
No.
This guy over
Anyways.
here.
So I went to a pizzeria yesterday.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
A pizzeria that I've been to frequently.
Told you he's rich.
You guys
Right.
wouldn't know.
Okay.
But it's one of these pizzerias where it's like family owned.
Okay.
And I've like seen the little kid like grow up.
Oh, Papa
that's really
John's.
cool.
Owned by
That's
the
really
Papa.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
So little Johnny.
Little Johnny
Okay.
grew up.
So I'm there to eat my pie.
Yeah.
And I see little Johnny. I wave to him. He ducks down, peeks over, and spitball right to the esophagus.
Are you serious?
Yeah, almost knocks the wind out of me. Do I have a red mark?
Dude, you got a mark
yeah,
there,
it
but I
is
thought it was a
red.
ringworm.
No.
That's
it could be next to the
crazy.
ringworm, though.
Oh my gosh.
He was
So
trying
what'd
to
you-
hit
what'd you
hit
do?
the ringworm.
I went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Right.
I rolled out all their paper towels.
Yeah.
I got the tube, got some toilet paper.
Oh my
I
gosh.
went back, right in his face.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got him right in the eye. He's got pink eye now. I don't think it's related.
Right.
No, it's
But
not. I wouldn't say it's related.
It was a paper towel in the bathroom.
Now, do you think you're going to be on a headline?
No,
Oh,
Because
for
of that?
sure.
I made a run for it.
Like Cameron, is he on headlines tonight?
Yeah, I think so. It's either tonight or next week. Yeah.
Come on, I'm
For
ready
sure.
for
He's
it.
got an eye patch and it's just like a pizza pie. It's cute.
I love it.
Okay. Headlines.
Headlines.
All right. So we have a whole team of Florida men
Is that
that
us?
recently won the Stanley Cup.
Heck
The
yeah.
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Storms.
Yes.
Lightning.
Yep.
Storm. Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay, sports
We're gonna
guy.
get some.
that's
We're gonna get
the-
some hate email for
Okay,
that.
jock boy.
All right. So,
Okay, muscle
anyways, so the Tampa Bay Lightning won back-to-back Stanley Cup.
They did.
This year, and so of course they are celebrating Florida style
Heck yeah.
by doing a boat parade this week.
Are they no
All right.
longer the Lightning Bolts? Were they ever the Lightning Bolts?
It's both bolts.
It's Bolts and Lightning.
Oh,
you own
yeah.
both if you name yourself
Right,
once.
right.
Go Bolts.
Okay.
Right.
And so, anyways, they do a celebration boat parade. The Tampa Bay Bucks did this as well in February.
Yep.
Why don't you make
and so they're
something
right
new?
there in Tampa Bay. Okay, bunch of parades out there.
Yeah.
Bunch of boats in this parade. And so they take the Stanley Cup
Yep.
Yeah.
out there. Obviously, a big trophy.
It is a big boy.
It is a big boy.
Right.
3 feet, right?
At least. Big boy. And so at some point during this celebration,
Yep.
I saw a couple clips. Like, these guys are hammered. This is the
the
hockey player,
hockey
the
squad.
hockey
Well,
team.
they just won the championship.
They're celebrating.
Yeah,
They,
for
I mean,
sure.
they, enjoy
They're
yourself.
celebrating God's goodness.
At some point during this celebration, they dented the cup, the Stanley Cup that gets passed around to teams. It got messed
your
up.
Your name gets etched on it, and then you hand it to the next team,
and it goes
right?
on, right?
Oh
but,
my goodness.
But during this time, they also next week they're starting their cup tour. They take it. I don't know what they do with that, to be 100% honest.
You've seen one cup, you've seen them all.
Amen, baby. But they go on some kind of tour, and so the cup is damaged. It's dented. So they actually have to send it to Montreal, Canada, to get this fixed.
Okay. The birth of hockey is there. That's why.
Well,
is that true?
Montreal, Canada was the team that they just beat in the Stanley Cup.
Oh my gosh, how rude!
And so they were making
that's kind of a flex.
That's so American of us.
Right, they were making jokes like, "Oh, the cup actually is going to come home with y'all, and as soon as you fix it, send it back."
But, that's kind of rude.
So, anyways, man, only in Florida we're gonna damage.
I was gonna say also only in Florida
Stanley Cup
are multiple boat parades because
big time
at Christmas time we do one. I think it's Fort Myers or I think it is Fort Myers.
It's probably both. It's everywhere.
They do a boat parade.
St. Patty's Day they turn the river the bay green.
Yeah, everything is decorated with Christmas lights and all kind of stuff. It's kind of a Florida thing,
right? Well, even we did the story about on the podcast where. The Tampa Bay Bucks did the boat parade and they threw the Lombardi Trophy.
Oh right, yeah.
Did I do a story on that?
I don't think
where
they
were throwing it boat to boat, and people were losing their mind. They actually had for this one, they were worried that they were going to do that with the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
and so
how much does this thing weigh?
I don't really know. I mean. At least
enough
probably.
For a hockey player to be able to lift.
Yeah, they bench with it.
Yeah.
But anyways, they had divers on site ready in case,
just in case,
they threw the Stanley Cup and it sunk. Yeah,
it's that solid it would sink.
I think so. Yeah,
I can't even picture it.
I think it's pure silver.
tin. Yeah. Anyways, our next headline: we have a Florida man.
Hold on, how'd they dent it?
Nobody knows.
It just showed up with a dent?
It says in the article that nobody's sure how it got dented.
Oh, wow.
But
that team's keeping a secret.
Yeah.
They know, but they're not telling anybody.
For sure somebody knows.
Yeah.
Whoever's reporting just doesn't know.
Yeah. You think they put it in the goal and they were shooting hockey pucks at it?
Probably.
That's what I'd do.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so we have a Florida man who goes up to a house in Ocala.
Okay.
And demands money from he goes up, knocks on the door.
Yep.
This guy answers, and the suspect here demands money from the victim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as soon as the victim starts saying anything, I'm not even sure he said no, but the attacker pulls out a tire iron.
Yeah.
Wow.
Starts hitting him with it.
Okay.
Right.
God, I don't like this anymore.
And so the victim is trying to block his strikes and starts backing up into his house. The suspect here follows him in and ends up hitting another person in the house, and then eventually flees because I think one of the victims tried to grab another weapon. Right.
Okay.
Well, he
is
left
this directed
his shoes.
at me because I hit myself with a tire iron.
Yeah,
changing my tire. This
that
feels
is
an
interesting story.
This feels a little directed.
Yeah,
right?
Josh did a month ago?
Right before the...
he sent us a picture with blood on its head, said that he hit himself with a tire iron.
I didn't hit myself.
Well,
it had some torsion in it, and these buys of mine
I don't think
just
that's...
flung it.
You're using words you don't understand. And so anyways, he fled the scene, got into his vehicle, left his shoes behind somehow, and then around a couple hours later went to another house. Went to this person's backyard, found this lady there, and demanded pills.
Okay.
Give me some pills.
Any pills.
So he's on tour.
Any pills. Yeah, he's just making the rounds.
Ibuprofen.
Yeah.
And this time, instead of having a tire iron, he has a metal file. Like a nail file.
You know I just hit myself with a metal file.
Right. Well, he didn't hit him with it. He started stabbing this lady in the arm with the nail file.
Why would you let him get that close?
He followed her in the house.
I think she was trying to block the shots.
He's an attacker. I mean, have you ever been in a situation where a nail file came out?
Never.
Well, no, okay. So how are you going to be so judgy then?
You're right. I feel bad. I'm going to leave.
Well, anyways, this lady says basically that she was going to stab him back.
What?
I don't know with what.
Welcome to Florida.
I think she was just being backed up into the kitchen. I mean, the guy's in her house.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to stab you back. And
this is the last straw.
He's like,
I'm gonna stab you
all
back.
right, dope, peace, I'll leave.
I love that.
As soon as she said, I'm gonna stab you back, he's like, I'm out.
Because he didn't think it through, though.
No.
If you come at somebody aggressively with, what is that, a 2.5-inch blade?
Right.
And you're just going at their elbow with it.
Okay.
Right.
You don't expect them
It's a weenus.
to look in your eye and go, I'm going to stab you back.
Well, I think it's what he said was, I need pills. My pain feels like this. Stab, 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 stab.
Right. Have you ever experienced this?
Bingo.
Right.
That's
So
what it
she-
feels like. Do you have anything to fix
Right
it?
into the weenus.
Exactly.
Right.
And he just kept going, and she's
Right.
like, I'm going to stab you back.
Yeah.
I remember in middle school when my friends used to say that word all the time.
What?
Weenus?
You see my weenus? And then they grab their elbow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just told a middle school joke.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, all right. So our next story, we have a Florida man who basically comes up with this conversation, works with his neighbor. He has this pool, and he's like, he tells his neighbor, I'll pay you to set up this pool. Now, what I read into that is it's probably like an above ground pool or some kind of portable, not like a, hey, come pour concrete into a hole. And so he says, hey, I'll pay you to set up this pool. And they come up with a number and they said,
Dollar
okay,
amount.
dope. Well, at some point, this Florida man goes over to his neighbor and says, listen, you didn't do the job correctly.
Okay.
And the guy says, well, you didn't pay me enough. I want more money. And so they get into an
That
argument.
negotiation needs to happen mid setup.
Right before,
Yeah.
well, yeah, you don't want it to happen when
Before I
you have a
abandon the
couple
gig.
pipes set up.
Yes.
So, anyways, they get into this argument, and our Florida man here named Joseph Gunsby,
Nice.
I really enunciated on the gun.
Joseph Gunsby
Okay.
pulls out a gun.
He's open carry.
Okay.
Pulls out a gun and says, "Listen, if you don't get this pool done, I'm going to shoot you." And so the guy,
that not-
obviously, his neighbor goes back into his house, and all he hears is a bang.
What?
He gets shot.
No.
Neighbor dies. He's
What?
not. No, I'm kidding. No, but he did shoot the gun. Mr. Joseph Gunsby pulls out this gun, shoots at him.
Wait, what's his
Okay.
last name?
Gunsby.
Where you been?
They both fell for it. Both of them fell for
I
it.
was so like,
Well, it's so like Wayne
I'm like,
to
how
just-
dare you? I said it
He
3
tunes out
times.
Both what?
So, anyways, Gunsby gets arrested. They find, police come over. They
Yeah.
find the gun in his house, and so Gunsby's going to
It's
jail.
odd because Mr. Pool set up B.
Right.
It's like he should have just.
I was gonna say,
Poolsby.
Officer Swordsman showed up, and then what happened, Cameron?
So speaking of guns, our next Florida man. All right, listen. We'll see how Josh takes this. Anyways, we have this Florida man who is going fishing at a beach, right?
Okay.
He pulls up to a beach in Clearwater,
You do.
gets out. He has a fishing pole.
Yep.
He has a GoPro on.
Got to get the good the vid of the fish.
The what now?
The vid.
One more
Right.
time.
I should get the good vid of the fish.
Right. So he's got a fishing pole.
Yep.
He's got a GoPro strapped onto his chest. He's carrying a flag that says, "Don't tread on me."
Okay, sure.
Well, that's fine.
And people start giving, people around are giving him weird looks as he's walking down to the fishing pier.
GoPros are pretty common, actually.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, it was the AR that was strapped across his chest and the
Okay.
pistol that was open carry on his hip.
So he wanted
sharp?
attention.
He wants attention,
Oh, okay.
right? And so here's the
Doesn't
thing.
want hugs, though.
No, not hugs. No, definitely not. But this guy basically has this whole thing.
First Amendment auditor.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. How did you know the audit thing?
I know the audit community.
Yeah, it's a pretty common thing.
Are you part of the audit
no,
community?
no, God, no. But
There's
I
a lot
like,
of money to be made there too, though.
There is,
That's
yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the thing. This guy is basically going around auditing police, which is insane.
It's such a funny word.
And so there's a
Because you could be shot. That's
yeah.
the risk.
Yeah.
Like I could post a video on YouTube or I could be shot. It's just a risk reward.
right,
thing.
or be a
Right.
fool and waste my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, there's a law in Florida that that if you can open carry while camping, hunting, and fishing,
Yep.
or on the way to do those activities. Now that's where there's a big discrepancy, and that's what this guy's doing.
I see room for error there.
Right.
I could see it.
So
is
there's
gray
been,
area.
There's been people that have been pulled over on motorcycles.
Yeah.
That have been
Fishing
open
pole.
carry, and they're like, I'm going camping.
I'm going fishing.
Right. And so it's just literally like, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so this guy pulls up, he does this every week. He has hundreds of videos of him doing this on YouTube. And so he goes to Clearwater. He parks super far away from the fishing pier.
Okay.
And is walking through the beach. You know, people are calling 911. Lifeguards are calling 911. Exactly. I mean, Wayne's doing
the real
pose.
bait is the gun.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's literally looking for attention, like you said. And so that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to create confrontations with police.
But he's trying to educate.
That's
the cops
ridiculous.
It would be
ultimately.
safer if he just wore like a thong.
With a gun,
What's
bro.
the
There's
point?
no
Like,
way a
leave
thong
the
is going to
gun
hold up a
What's
gun.
the point of the thong?
Leave the gun at home. He wants
Right.
attention.
Oh,
So
I see what
like,
you're saying,
just
yeah.
walk outside in your underwear.
I thought he was
and-
educating something about thongs.
I mean, I'm all for educating the local Leos. Amen.
Yeah,
about,
okay.
about our
I
rights.
just
By carrying guns and trying to incite.
Well, I mean, you could also carry a picture of a gun.
Oh,
Okay.
that's true.
That's
Yes.
true.
That is true.
Right.
And he probably has like a high def printer.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's true.
They look
So it looks like a mural or a Trump loy, they call
Exactly.
on me.
So basically, he goes. He gets
And no
detained.
hugs.
He gets detained for like 40 minutes. You know, obviously he's literally trying to get police to detain him so he can probably
it. Get them vids.
sue for get the video. But obviously, if they do something wrong, he's going to sue him.
Yeah.
Well, eventually they let him go, and so he takes his fishing pole down to the fishing pier, fishes for like 3 minutes, and then leaves. And somebody's like, "Did you catch anything?" Nah,
Yeah.
no, not
Local
today.
popo.
They're not biting.
They're not biting today. He's like, I think I've got the wrong bait today. Anyways, there's this
Gotta
whole
carry my
community.
bazooka tube.
It's honestly so ridiculous. But anyways, so our next one. Let me move on.
Get them.
Our next one, we have a Florida man just trying to get some whoppers.
Just to be clear, I'm for that guy, the last one.
You are for auditing.
I'm
First
for
Amendment,
educating Leos.
Second Amendment auditing.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
fine.
I'm for that.
When was the last time that you tried to audit a police officer?
Never. God, there's dummies out there to do that.
I remember you were swinging that tire iron around.
I was,
on the
yeah.
highway.
Yeah, it
He's like,
was.
"Ain't no police gonna take this from me."
I didn't chant it.
You
Well,
were,
no, it is
there's no
true.
way you hit yourself in the head without swinging around for some reason.
Well, I was listening to Petey Pablo, take your shirt off,
Yeah, okay.
swing around your head like a helicopter.
Right.
And I got a little rambunctious.
Actually, the last thing he said before he threw the tire iron into the air was,
Okay.
"I know my rights." And then it came down, hit himself in the eye.
I don't need you guys making up stories here.
Well,
And
your whole trunk is painted "Don't tread on me."
It is. My car's yellow with a snake on top.
To the right of that, it says, "I go nuts for cowboy butts."
Well,
Right.
I go nuts for Leo butts.
That doesn't need to be said.
All right, our last one, we have a Florida man who just wanted to get some Whoppers. Right,
Heck yeah, dude.
it's
I'm
late at
Candy?
night, huh?
The candy.
No, Whoppers, bro.
Burger King.
The burger,
Oh.
the king of
Ma-
burgers.
Megan the Stallion.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, he goes to Burger King.
Yep.
Just trying to go through the drive-through
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
some Whoppers late at night. The issue here is he
Uh-oh.
drives a semi with a trailer hooked on.
bless.
When you're hungry, you're hungry.
When you're hungry, you're hungry, and when you don't want to go into the what do you call it, the cafeteria area?
That's what they call it.
Of the semi?
No,
No,
the
of
Burger King.
restaurant.
Oh, right. The inside.
The lobby.
The inside.
Yeah, the insides. You
Welcome
don't want
to
to.
the cafeteria.
You don't want to go in there, so you want to go through the drive-through. I don't remember the
Is
last
this
time.
day one of semi-driving?
I think so.
Wow.
So he goes through the drive-through, ends up hitting a car.
Oh, yeah?
Somehow is pulling that car along with him through the drive-through.
Well, sounds like a nice
How
guy.
high was he?
Backs up.
Okay.
Okay. Runs over a different car.
Nice.
And so, obviously police come. He didn't get his Whopper. But he did admit to the police that he was drinking Listerine that night. They also found
Okay.
No wonder that breath
I'm
is
so sorry.
minty fresh.
He said, come again?
Listerine.
Yep.
The
Mouthwash?
The mouthwash. So he said that he was drinking Listerine. They also found multiple alcoholic beverages, but some opened and empty, some full, ready to be drunk.
I'm going to just throw this out there.
Okay.
I think the open cans of alcohol
Yep.
Right.
probably contributed more than the mouthwash.
I would think
think
so
so?
too.
Mouthwash
Yeah.
is to give you a bellyache.
Oh,
I
he
tried it
said-
in middle school, like whenever I was
No.
trying to buy alcohol. Yeah, I did.
Like you wanted to drink it to get drunk?
That was because we saw it
You
said
sure you
alcohol
want to
in
say
it.
all this?
Yeah, I do. I saw that it said had alcohol in it. I was like 11,
This is an audit.
and I was like, "We should do it." And then after like
Who's
three,
we?
after like, me and my friend, after like 3 gulps, I'm like, "It's not worth it. It hurts my chest.
belly hurts.
Yeah.
My breath is so fresh.
But super fresh breath.
How many kisses did you get after that?
Yeah, we just made out for a little bit.
Hey, fellas.
Hi, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
So I got a letter.
Thank you.
Nice.
This came out of that stack that we got.
Yeah.
Right.
Really blessed. They keep
Grateful.
coming in.
Come on.
right here.
Very
Keep them
grateful.
coming.
This one is from Janice in Akron, Ohio.
Okay.
Oh, not a great city.
Okay.
No.
It's a good city.
It's not great, though.
It's not
It's not
above
great.
average.
No.
It's an average city.
Eh.
All right. Janice, let us know what you think about the city since you live there. She says weddings can be very awkward.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to a wedding and left saying, man, that was weird?
Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
feel
is.
like any wedding's weird.
Every
Well,
wedding
she's
is
right
weird.
because
Yeah.
there's. I think with a wedding, it presents itself with a lot of opportunities to go wrong.
Right.
And a lot of people stylize it. Like, this is my personality.
Right.
So, and then you get to see, you're like, oh, there, that's quirky.
and then you got to be there for like 2 hours minimum.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually occasionally marry folks.
Okay.
And
Like
so-
multiple?
Legally?
Yeah. So I've done quite a few since COVID ended. I think a lot of people fell in love during the pandemic.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
What else
during-
were they
during
doing?
quarantine? Right.
Amen, yeah.
Right.
But one of the weddings I did over the past year, when I got there, now I'm not going to say the bride was a bridezilla.
Okay.
What's that?
I
Can
don't,
you
probably
define-
shouldn't say
I
that.
don't know her personally.
Can you define a bridezilla?
I would say it's just somebody who has a very particular vision of how the day is going to go, and if it's slightly
Right.
off, instead of just saying, "Hey, that's not how I envision it," they get mad and throw something.
Well, it's their day.
It's
Wayne.
their-
Why wouldn't you just do what they
I don't
want?
do it on my birthday,
Okay.
so you know what I mean.
I guess not.
But I get there and I don't see any of the bridal party, and
Okay.
this guy comes up to me and he's like, "You the minister?" And
Okay.
I'm like, marrying the couple.
Yes.
What's the title for that?
Marrying the couple.
Cool.
Yeah. And so
I don't think he legally does
He
this.
doesn't know what he's doing.
yeah, so this guy comes up to me. He says he's the bride's brother,
Okay.
and he goes, "Yeah, listen, they're having some discrepancies with
Oh my God.
with what's going."
Discrepancy.
Yeah, and I thought he meant like the bridal party or like the flowers didn't
Right.
arrive.
Who should go
The
first?
food's cold. He's like, no, the couple's having some a discussion right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you want to go drink?
What?
And I was like, no.
I'm not going to trust the brother. of the
Yeah, I'm
bride.
like, no, I don't think. I'm not on the job. I can't. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's pretty important. If I start drinking, the day's not going to get any better. I promise you that.
True.
Yeah. So you take a nap at least.
And he goes, if you change your mind, there was a closet over by the DJ booth.
What?
I'm like, what? Yeah, my dude. And dude, I kid you not, he walks over, opens the door, goes inside, and I'm like, that's what's up, man.
Wow.
The guy knows
I
where the
would
party's at.
I'd probably
Guess
go in
so,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was probably like the strangest experience because then I had to just wait around
What's
and
the secret clubs that you knock? Speakeasy.
Oh,
I bet
yeah.
it was like a speakeasy.
like
Dude.
downstairs in the basement.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool, actually.
yeah, but that was mine. How about you, Cameron?
Oh yeah, I feel like every wedding's weird.
Yeah, you've been to a lot.
Yeah, when I was like 17,
Yeah.
I got invited to Wayne's wedding.
no.
He was like 30.
Oh yeah, you were there.
He was like 30.
He was like
I
30.
remember when you walked in, my dad was like, the daycare's inside.
Yeah, that was a weird experience for me. He didn't ask me to be in the wedding.
Okay, just a viewer or spectator.
Yeah, I think he said, I think we have room if you want to come.
Well, I said
I
on the
think we can-
invitation, you
Yeah.
can come watch.
Right,
Okay.
Yeah.
exactly.
They have room for 30.
Josh also invited me to his wedding.
Yeah.
Okay, I have been married. Yes,
right.
that's true.
I was there for that one too.
But Josh, Wayne said, yeah, you can come stand in the back. Josh said, you can come if you bring a sound system and DJ equipment.
It was a limited budget.
Okay, right. He
And
said
Cameron
that's-
goes,
Oh,
wait.
and because you were a great guy.
Cameron's like, are we friends? And Josh is like, do friends do it for free?
We are now.
Yeah, we're friends now.
also not in that wedding. I had to stand. Okay, so they had the reception set up in like a
Yeah.
pole barn, right?
Okay.
Now I'm not saying that
This
as a bad
this
thing.
guy's putting you on blast.
It was a little nicer.
It was beautiful.
They drink soda pop all night long.
No, I'll get to that.
Oh, God.
And so, anyways, we had the reception set up, and they did the wedding part outside,
Yes.
right? And,
Yep.
and so we only had one sound system. So Josh said,
I didn't know how many to buy.
right.
Yeah. I
can only
Josh
afford
said,
one.
just stand back there and play the music. I was 200 yards away from the wedding. I could not hear a single thing that was happening.
We weren't saying anything. Everything was in Braille.
I actually looked over at Cameron, gave him the okay sign, and that's how he knew to play the bridal music.
That's exactly what happened. Wayne was doing this wedding.
I'm sorry.
Because he marries people.
Yeah.
That's my
and
title.
he would point at me for every song.
from the podium.
I'm not even in the wedding,
I'm sorry.
I'm not even close to the wedding. I'm just pressing play on a laptop 200 feet away.
There's some latency between the point and the play. There's a lot of delay.
All right, so that's the first part of that story.
Oh, here he goes.
Oh, wow. Is it part 2?
Here's the thing. So usually when you go to a wedding,
Yeah.
I'm sweating now.
I'm like, I'm interested in the food, right?
This guy's roasting Josh over here.
Like, what are we gonna eat? I'm like always worried about what we're gonna eat, right?
Amen.
Sure.
You go to a wedding for the food, amen, not
Yeah.
for the love,
Amen.
And so,
don't
what
care.
do you go to Josh's wedding and find? There's orange juice,
Okay.
not alcoholic, not like mimosas, just literally bottles of orange juice.
It was a Florida
Everybody
wedding.
had a long drive.
It was a Florida
Right,
wedding.
it was refreshing.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And then pancakes.
It was a breakfast food truck. All right. I can't even. It was good food.
Now, I will say this.
Right.
Josh's
Red velvet.
wedding got in on the food truck hype before that
That's
was a thing.
true.
He
That's
was
like
a
10, 15
trend
years ago,
setter.
right?
He was a culture
Right.
setter on that
Yeah,
one.
that's true.
that
was really
food
cool.
truck is now out of business.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
so was the relationship.
the breakfast.
Oh, that's true, though.
The breakfast was delicious. It was like just 10 hours late.
Yeah, moons over my hammy.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that was good, dude.
I just remember was it red velvet
It was.
pancakes?
Yeah.
And so,
Which
but
red velvet cakes weren't even trending.
Right.
No.
We brought them back.
That was a new
right.
cake.
Obviously, Josh didn't splurge on the DJ situation, but he did on the photographer.
Yes. we
Now
did.
they had he had world class photographer
Yep.
coming.
The guy flew in from New York.
Right. And so he just happened to be related to the guy that we just did a social with, Nate Young's brother.
Yep.
And so
Shout out Parker Young.
yeah, Parker Young.
great
He did
photographer.
great.
He's
Brilliant,
a lightning
Great
bolt
picture.
around
Brilliant,
there.
that guy.
Somehow he made Josh look amazing.
Well, he did his best.
Right. And so anyways, Josh, actually, I think it was Miranda that looked at me. Don't you dare play anything Amberlyn while we're at
Yes.
this wedding.
Because Parker Young is related to Nate Young,
Yeah.
who is in the band.
Right. If you're
Amberlyn.
confused, go listen to the social
Yeah.
with Nate Young. Anyways, Wayne and I played Amberlyn.
Yeah, right when we're taking lovingly photos.
For
Yeah.
quite a
in the
while,
field.
actually.
I think, it was a jam.
Yeah, I just hear him. I see him look up and go, I know that song.
Nobody. So awkward for you.
Very awkward.
Nobody was dancing to our, anything else that we were playing. Nobody
Yeah.
was getting on the dance
Nobody
floor
knows trance
for
music.
the Cupid Shuffle. So
Okay.
they were all busy with their pancakes.
They played Darude Sandstorm over and over
You
again.
get what you pay for.
I
That's
guess
true.
so.
You do get, you got to hire a better DJ.
Well, I mean, I've been to a wedding. I've been to a few.
Okay.
And I loved your wedding.
Okay, well, that makes me feel great.
It was really good.
Yeah, I'll do it better the next time
Right.
around, if it ever happens. Anyways, so I went to a wedding a while ago.
Okay.
This was, I think, pre my wedding.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get any inspiration from it, but
Right.
I think I've told you guys a few stories from it.
Yeah. Is this the crazy one?
This is the crazy one.
Yeah.
I don't know. This guy, his name was Jerry Fotts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jerry was a horse shoer.
Yeah. Yep.
Shoed horses.
There's a name.
But
Right.
not like a shoe. Get out of here.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Like
what's the actual name?
Horse shoer.
Yeah.
Technical
Horseshoer.
term?
Horse shoer.
Couple merrier.
Right.
And Wendy, she actually worked at Rack Room.
Okay.
So
Okay. Also in the shoe business.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that was like their thing.
Right.
They like it was like
They talked about it a lot.
Love
all
it
about
for a
shoes.
shoe.
We're
Yeah.
both into feet.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
well,
geez.
now she's a foot model. So
Right,
it's kinda
right.
full circle.
It worked out.
They're not together anymore.
Right.
So it's Jerry and Wendy Fotts, and the theme was like heart and soul,
Yeah.
Okay.
and everything was like super like cheesy,
Yeah.
feet related. I remember them like, oh, we're tying the double knot. I
Yeah.
get
Lots
it.
of feet puns.
Yeah. The funny part was like at the food station,
Yeah.
what you would call the cafeteria in
Right.
a Burger King.
Yeah.
Right.
They had pump or nickel, loaf and booter. Yeah, and I'm like,
That sounds
that's
weird.
a stretch.
That
so
is
bad.
Because
weird.
a pump,
Yeah.
I got
That
it
is
like
a stretch,
5 years
right,
later. For dessert, they obviously had cobbler.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
For sure.
The
A horse cobbler is what it's called.
That's exactly
When
what
you
it's
put the
called.
horseshoes on.
No,
Yeah,
a cobbler
horse
is
cobbler.
Sorry, it just came to me.
a shoe fixer.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So they had cobbler.
And then at the end, when you got your punch, they had a guy like hired. I don't know why they spent the money on this.
Yeah.
He would dish your punch and he would say, "Don't worry, it's not laced."
Oh, God.
Oh, lace because of
They
the shoes.
hired somebody just
Yeah.
for that?
So I
and
went
you
up-
couldn't even hire a DJ?
I didn't have that
Oh,
flow.
sorry. Okay.
I wasn't making horseshoer money.
Right.
So I went back like 3 times. And like the third time, he was like reluctant to say it. But I had gotten word that he's paid to say it each
It's
time.
like Chick-fil-A. They have to say,
Yeah.
whatever they say, have a nice day
Yeah,
or
Merry
pleasure.
Christmas. Yeah.
And so he's like, up for another one. I'm like, yep. And they poured it in. I just looked at him.
And waited.
Like waiting.
I'm waiting. And he's like, don't worry, it's not laced.
You're like, thanks, dude.
My man.
You wink at him. You're like, my guy.
So this couple, I found out later,
Yeah.
after the event, that they had some trust issues in the beginning because they had both cheated.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Nothing you can't get past.
okay, so they had both like been randomly doing like extreme things to prove their love and devotion.
Right. Sure.
Like they were like, "Yo, I love this person," like randomly. You know, those annoying couples.
Yeah, for sure.
But we get to the dance part, and I'm still obviously spectator, like you were at my wedding.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, and you were at his wedding.
Right.
Exactly.
Full
Okay.
circle.
yeah.
So first dance happens, and the DJ's like, "We got something real special for you. The groom and the best man." And I'm like, "Well, this isn't really a first dance, you know."
The groom and the best
not
man.
traditionally.
Not traditionally.
Not traditionally, it's
Right.
not.
I don't see the issue.
Okay, so the best man pulls out this large canvas bag, and he
Okay.
walks it to the dance floor and pours out just broken glass in
What?
in a line. And the groom's like, "I love you
my
enough to walk across broken glass
Ugh.
to get you."
Gross. To the best
nasty.
man?
He says it to the groom.
Oh.
The best man's assisting with
Yeah, the bag.
yeah,
Because
with
the groom
glass.
can't dump a bag of glass.
Right.
Right,
Who's
right.
saying it to who?
The groom is on the end where the glass is being poured, and he's
Right.
saying it to the bride.
Oh, to the bride.
Yeah.
Proof of love.
Bingo.
Yeah, I walk. yeah, I
And
got
he
it.
takes his shoes off.
Oh.
First step says, "Oh, falls backwards like Home Alone, the Merv, when Merv stepped on like the nail.
Yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah.
falls backwards.
Clear.
Falls backwards, just bleeding. There's like drops of blood.
Right.
Lady gets up. She wraps her scarf around it. And apparently there was no brooms either. So
At the wedding?
yeah. So obviously the guy got his foot repaired. But the best man and the groom, they used their jackets to like sweep the glass
Right.
over.
Oh,
Right.
But like everybody on the dance floor, like little kids that had taken their shoes off to dance.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You just hear
Splinters.
"Ow." Yeah.
Splinters. The whole. That's odd because
Not
for
splinters. It's glass.
yeah, glass splinters for like
Yeah,
a
shards.
Shards.
for a foot theme wedding. You would
Amen.
think they would have been thought that
Well,
through.
it was the thing, and he didn't get
specifically
to dance.
shoe themed, right?
Oh, that's true.
That's true.
He tried to go shoeless, and his love didn't.
right.
Now,
foot-
whenever
foot
he's
the bill.
No shirt, no shoe,
oh
no
my
love.
god, get out of here with that
Didn't
foot
foot
the
the-
bill. The neighborhoods we grow up in say a lot about our childhood.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't agree.
Now, we've brought up Josh's neighborhood a couple times on the show.
Rich.
Growing up.
Yeah,
Right.
Just very nice and safe.
4-story house,
Well, no,
Polos.
so
polos everywhere.
I don't mean it like in some like socioeconomic way. I'm just saying that like usually it's a big part of like who we are early on.
Right.
Are you people that say socioeconomic casually? Or
Right,
you're not?
exactly. Well, like for example, like for me, my best friends were all in my neighborhood because those are the kids you
True.
see the most, like you
Exactly.
hang out with the most.
Right.
You know, and kids do like know everything about their neighborhood. Like they
Yes.
know like the spots where you can hide where adults can't find them.
Yep.
They know which neighbors are mean, which ones are nice.
Who gives big candy?
Right.
for
Right.
Halloween?
Well, yeah. Like when I was growing up, I knew all the spots in my neighborhood where I could hide and skip school. Like I would never be found.
Wow, I didn't know any of those.
I had like 4.
Jeez.
That's some really good spots to skip school. When I was 7, my friend Kenny was 13, and he gave me a bottle of alcohol.
Is this a personal
Whoa.
story?
Yeah, and I knew
Okay.
exactly where to put it to where like all the kids in the neighborhood would find it, but the adults wouldn't.
Whoa.
Like
There's
it was
a
like,
lot
What
of
is this
information coming
neighborhood?
at us.
Yeah. I just knew where stuff was in my
I feel like this is like The Giver or something.
Well, I had friends and played outside. Like Cameron went fishing a lot by
Yeah.
himself, and then
I had
stayed-
friends.
I stayed in my indoor tennis court.
right, exactly. So just different, childhood experiences.
Right.
But basically, the neighborhood says a lot about us, and that was definitely the case for the people who lived in the neighborhood of Bentley Woods.
Beautiful.
Sounds rich.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, it was nice. It was. So I need to preface this. All the names in the story have been replaced to protect the identities of the innocent and to
Right.
honor any ongoing investigations.
Well, this is new.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm suddenly interested.
I know.
I'll listen.
Pretend. So Bentley Woods was a small 4-block gated community north of Orlando.
Oh,
It was
wow.
built during the 60s as kind of this wave of like modern open floor plan houses
Love
it.
made their way into South Florida. Or south end of Florida, I'm sorry. So it consisted of 45 homes, all built the same year, and all purchased within the first few months of like the neighborhood existing.
Really?
Okay.
Hot sellers.
Yeah, hot cellars, a really nice spot, very quiet suburbia. So fast forward to the 1980s. This is when our story begins. So the kids who were born in Bentley Woods, they're now teenagers. This is very like small town USA, people riding bikes. All the yards are green because they got really like expensive irrigation
And
systems.
HOAs
Right.
probably.
Right. Well, that's a huge part of the story actually. So everything is going really well for everyone in Bentley Woods,
Yeah.
except for Jeannie Coates.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So it's
What's Jeannie Coates got going on?
It's 1982. Jeannie has just gone to her mailbox and she found a letter addressed to her that's not supposed to be there.
Right.
What kind of letter?
But it
addressed to
was
someone?
addressed to her.
So there's no stamp on it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
in red letters on the outside, it says, "Dear Jeannie, please open outside your house."
I mean, it sounds like it's supposed to be addressed
Absolutely
to her.
not. I'm never
supposed
opening
it's-
mail outside
So I
my
didn't say
house.
that. It's not supposed to be in the mailbox. Like it's not officially.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like it's addressed to her. So if you put yourself in her shoes, like if I get a letter that's kind of like mysterious,
Right.
I don't want to open it.
I
then
usually put it
there's
back
like
in the mailbox.
There's but there's that curiosity where it's like I kind of want to see what's inside because it's
Secret
addressing
admirer.
her like personally. So she does follow the instructions, and she opens it in the driveway, and the letter says the following: "Dear Jeannie, we know that you're cheating on Chris.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
You have 3 days to tell him the truth. We will be watching."
This is
Well-
called blackmail.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Well, what are they
obviously,
blackmailing her for?
well, that's the thing is,
Truth?
she's trying to debate whether or not it's a prank. Should I throw the letter away?
Right.
No harm, no foul.
Well,
Here's the issue. She was definitely cheating on her husband,
Okay.
Chris.
Gosh, okay.
Well, all right.
So basically, nobody wants that kind of laundry
Come on,
aired
Jeannie.
out.
Dang it, Jeannie.
Yeah, so Jeannie is kind of this like to paint a picture like this socialite. Okay, she's well known in local circles.
Yep.
She's on the board of the PTA at her daughter's middle school.
Okay.
Right.
So she reads this letter, and because it's true, she starts to panic.
Yep.
And she's like, "Who could this be?"
Somebody knows.
Yeah, who would have the nerve to put it in the mailbox? But she decides to not give in to the threat.
Nice.
And she refuses to confess anything to her husband.
What a big risk.
Well, that's the thing. So she spends the next 3 nights sitting on the couch all night long, looking out the window, trying to catch somebody putting something else in the mailbox.
Creepy.
Okay.
Because she's like, if I can get them,
Yeah.
I'll
Right.
find out who the culprit
And the
is.
husband's coming by like, babe, you okay?
She's like, yeah, I'm fine. Shut up.
Yeah.
It's weird that you're home so much lately.
yeah, right. So and here's the thing: no one ever showed up.
Yeah.
So as far as Jeannie Coates is concerned, it's this cruel prank, and the only consequences are I've lost sleep for like 3 nights.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: unfortunately for her, on that third afternoon, her
Oh,
husband
no.
Chris returned home from work holding a letter in his hand.
Oh.
What?
So he had found the letter under his windshield wiper on his
Oh,
truck
no.
as he was leaving the office. So it wasn't on his truck before he went to work.
Okay.
Whoever did it went to his job,
Yep.
put the letter on his truck,
Right.
Of course.
and he got it, read it on the
That's the
way
way
home.
to do it.
Right. It means that the threat in the original letter was real.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever delivered these, they were committed. Chris was heartbroken. He confronted Jeannie. She confessed.
Oh, the note said that she was cheating?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
if there was like a pizza coupon.
Yeah, no, yeah. 15% off. No.
Honey, you won't believe this. And she's
yeah.
like, dang it, you're right. I've been cheating.
You're right. I did. I don't love you anymore. And he's like, I got discount pizza.
Yeah. It's a heart-shaped pizza.
Yeah, so he ends up moving out.
Oh.
They sell the house. the entire neighborhood's talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Not so
course.
much because of the affair, but because of how it went down.
Oh, wow.
Like the letters and
Right.
like, because now a lot of people are going like, wait a minute, what do I have to hide?
It's got to be
Like what if
inside,
somebody else
And who knew?
knows my dirty business? Who was it? It's kind of a big deal. Am I next? So now everyone's kind of worried. It takes 3 weeks after the Coates family drama for the next letter to arrive.
Oh, wow.
George Milner had lived in Bentley Woods for over a decade. He had no complaints whatsoever. He loved everyone of his neighbors. He loved his neighborhood. Until one morning in 1982, shortly after the Coates family moved out, George Milner received his own mysterious letter in the mailbox.
Heck yes.
And it said the following: "We know about your marijuana addiction.
Oh my gosh. What?
We also know about your secret little pot garden in the woods behind your house.
Oh.
Who is this?
This Sunday, you have to confess to the entire congregation, or else we will do it for you."
What?
That's a good threat.
This is a big deal in the
Yeah.
80s because pot wasn't openly accepted.
right.
But it's also a big deal for George Milner to confess to the entire congregation because it was his congregation.
Rikers
Okay.
Island.
He was the pastor.
Right.
I like this.
Big
And
old
he
pot
had
pastor.
I
Pot
like
garden
this.
in the woods.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So George Milner did not take a play out of Jeannie Coates' book. He actually got ahead of it, and the following Sunday, he got up to the pulpit and confessed everything to his congregation.
I'd love to hear a
I
transcript.
put different plants in the woods
Yep.
with the other plants.
Right, exactly.
Sometimes I smoke them.
Yes, on accident. So he confesses to his church, and it
Right.
went over about as well as you would expect a Baptist church in the 80s.
Give us some.
Finding out their pastor had a pot farm.
True.
Yeah, basically, he was forced to step down from his position at the church.
Oh, no.
And the author of the mysterious letters had claimed another victim.
That's a good one.
So once again, the entire neighborhood of Bentley Woods was rocked by scandal, but nothing could have prepared them for the third and
How
final
can it
letter.
get better?
Here we go.
Yeah.
If there was a queen of Bentley Woods, her name was Abigail Watson.
That's why it sounds familiar.
True.
Abigail Watson was a lady that everyone loved to her face. In reality, everyone was afraid of her
Yeah.
Right.
because she was the head of the HOA.
Oh, no. She had the power.
She controlled the homeowners association. She used the power on a regular basis. So if your grass was just a little bit too high,
It's over.
Abigail came for you.
Your garbage can's out?
Yeah, if your garbage can's like slightly off the curb,
Yep.
Right.
that's in my notes actually right there.
Yeah.
Josh is a prophet.
Your paint's different shade? Done.
She'll get you.
Hedges?
Abigail is that lady, like the Iron Fist.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone's nice to her, but only because they felt like they had to be.
Retiree.
Well, she felt like she has so
Caucasian.
much. Yeah, there you go. Actually, that's spot on.
I know.
So she literally thought she had so much power that she was invincible, and that was until she got her letter.
A letter. I love it.
Oh, man.
I wish these envelopes were like black and then the writing was like bright red.
I know. So the only difference between her letter and the one that George Milner and Jeannie Coates received is that her letter wasn't just delivered to her house; it was delivered to everyone in Bentley Woods.
Love it.
Wait, what?
Someone made
She
the
didn't even have a
rounds to
chance.
every house.
Everyone
That's not the
got
postman.
one. Yeah. So
Love it.
in the letter, it said the following, and I'm going to read it in its entirety, uncensored.
Oh, okay.
Yes, please.
Dear Abigail Watson and the citizens of Bentley Woods,
oh my gosh.
we know, and now everyone will know. We know that late at night, when the sun has gone down, that you creep out into your backyard in your nightgown. You wait until nightfall because you think no one is watching.
What?
But we are always watching. We see you climb the big oak tree at the center of your property.
What?
We see you perch onto the largest limb, and we see you onto the ground.
I'm sorry.
Night after night, we hear
What?
night after night we hear you squawk like a mother bird, and night after night
What's
we witness you
happening?
from a tree.
What?
We know, and now everyone knows that you are indeed a tree.
What? Oh, that's a thing?
That's not a thing.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
It has a title.
What?
That's pretty humiliating.
Absolutely.
It's bizarre.
Especially if there's a pile of by the tree in your backyard.
So
Amen.
Abigail attempted to hold a neighborhood meeting,
Wow,
insisting
you got to get on top of it.
insisting
In the
everybody
front yard.
like it's mandatory to show up. Yeah, in the front yard. Insisting that everyone has to
Don't
show
go back
up
there.
to this meeting. Yeah. Here's the thing.
Oh, man.
She wants to defend herself and say that she's not that she does not climb a tree and poop out of it. Here's the
Right.
thing.
Well,
no
they
one,
didn't say poop. They didn't say that she was a
they
poop.
didn't.
No.
Here's the thing. No one believed her.
Right.
The reason was mainly because no one liked her, but also because the first two stories were
true.
undeniably
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Right.
Jeannie Coates cheated on her husband,
Yep.
and George Milner actually got caught being a pot farming pastor.
Right.
Yes.
So as far as everyone in Bentley Woods was concerned,
This was-
Abigail Watson was a treat.
Amen.
I mean, that's what she was.
Yep.
Till this day.
Oh my gosh.
Till this day,
Oh my
no
gosh.
one knows who actually sent the letters
What?
to the citizens of
This
Bentley
is-
Woods.
This is so
This is the
bizarre.
funniest
Actually,
rumor.
I have a correction. No one knows but us.
What?
What?
Because the same person who sent those letters also submitted the story.
No
freaking way.
They said we could tell it as long as we promised to change the names and to not reveal their identity on the
I
air.
love it.
When the events in 1982 unfolded,
What?
the author
Please.
of the letters were 12 years old.
Oh my gosh.
They and their friends had used their free time to build a tree fort in the woods next to a vacant lot in Bentley
Please.
Woods.
Okay.
Jeannie Coates found out about it, and she told them to take it down. They told her to stick it where the sun doesn't shine.
Oh
Right.
no.
So Jeannie Coates went to the pastor, George Milner.
Yep.
George Milner confronted the boys Sunday at church.
Of course.
They told him to stick it where the sun doesn't
Oh my
shine.
gosh.
Those two went to Abigail Watson, who forced the boys' families to tear down the tree
The
fort.
PTA power.
So when you're
HOA.
a teenage,
Well,
the
PTA,
HOA.
the first one was a
Was a
PTA.
PTA, right.
Yeah, so got the parents.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This guy, school system.
So whenever you're a 12-year-old in the 80s, you get nothing but free time on your hand.
Right.
Amen. The summer times.
And they just sat around and they watched. And they
love
watched
it.
Jeannie have multiple liaisons with a man who wasn't Chris.
Yep.
And they saw Pastor George sneaking off. And they
Okay.
followed him to the pot garden.
And,
And whether or not they
Oh
witnessed
my
Abigail
gosh.
Watson pooping out of a
Oh,
tree.
they
man.
didn't tell us.
Only God knows. But nevertheless, the entire neighborhood of Bentley Woods went on to
my
believe
God, please.
that Abigail Watson was indeed a tree.
That is so
Jeez.
hard. Because you can't defend that.
Honest to
Can't
goodness,
know, especially after the other two were true.
Yep.
when I
What a
read
brilliant
I love it.
scheme.
when I read the third letter, I was like, a child wrote this.
Yeah.
That's something that, like, if I hate somebody as
Right.
a kid,
Yes.
I remember teachers that I just couldn't stand.
Yep.
Right.
I'm like thinking of the worst thing, and I love that from
Going
a kid's
number two
Yeah,
is the
from a
worst
kid's
thing.
mind, climbing a tree and going number 2 is worse than like
Right.
ruining your family.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love
yeah,
it.
I love it.
This is insane.
This is the best.
The kids are always watching.
Yeah.
Episode
Ugh.
139.
I
We
can't wait to
appreciate
call
you.
someone a tree.
I know. I love
Good
it.
luck with that beat button.
I've
this
got a
week.
lot of editing to do.
I know. After a certain point in this episode, hey, we love you guys. Thank you
Yes.
for tuning in. We will have this a lot of beeps in this episode, but we do love you. We appreciate you for listening, and we love bringing you guys the crazy and the weird
Yes, we
stories.
do.
Sometimes the crazy is a bit over the top.
Right.
Sometimes it's just weird and spooky, but you guys are always here for it. So we love you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
FMOFM podcast across all social media, TikTok, Instagram, over at Patreon. You can have extra content.
Love that gold
Um,
chain, by the way.
Thank you so
Look
much.
very like
really
very
nice.
much like the Rock.
Patreon's been good to us. Hey, we love you. We'll see you on the next episode.
See ya.